A new year means lots and lots of resolutions. Eating healthier, going to the gym, or perhaps learning a new hobby. But let me guess, you probably let a couple slip already. I get it, guys. Self-improvement is not easy, which is why our partner Geology makes improving how you look and feel very easy. You see, Geology makes the health of your skin and hair their #1 priority. It's why they have 29 awards from Men's Health, Ask Men, Esquire, and many more. And why over 7,000 real customers love the results Geology has had on their skin. We've been using Geology for well over a year now. And guys, I'm stuck. I can't use anything else because everything else feels like garbage in comparison to what Geology has. Nothing refreshes and rejuvenates my skin the way Geology does. And unlike other brands, Geology makes it super easy to get started, just taking a short 30-second quiz, and they'll customize a routine that perfectly fits your skincare needs. They use trusted ingredients that are proven by dermatologists, which you can easily look at on Geology's website. If you'd like to try Geology today, right now, use code Aztecross70. You can get 70% off your first personalized skincare trial set. And any additional products you add, you can get 30% off on that as well. It's a hell of a deal, guys. And I can tell you right now, you'll never go back to any other face product or hair product after using Geology. So Riven's wishes are here. Bungie's decided to alleviate some of the content drought pains by introducing some new rewards to chase. And those come from quests given to us by Mara that will roll out over the course of the next 6 weeks. And what's interesting is that these rewards from these quests are chosen by us. There's a myriad of things available, from exotics to red border weapons, from raids to even mementos. Today we got our first quests and the ability to choose our first reward. So let's cover how to get these quests done as efficiently as possible and what loot you should have your eyes on. Now, starting at the beginning, the next time you talk to Mara, she'll have a new quest waiting for you. This quest is Riven's Wishes 1. And if you're watching this video during the later weeks, Bungie has said that these quests will not expire until the release of the final shape on June the 4th. But back to week 1. We are tasked with completing the specific Rift Generator public event within the Dreaming City, as well as various activities. Now, Bungie said that these quests would have a high-risk objective, which is LOL, because it's literally public events. Now, for those wondering about Rift Generator in this public event, it's pretty straightforward, but we'll go over how to heroic it, because you can actually instantly complete that first step of the quest if you in fact do this heroically. Now, this public event is located in the Strand, which is at this spot in the Dreaming City. Once here, all you really need to do is defend the objective from waves of enemies. Now, in order to heroic this public event, you need to shoot the blights that will randomly spawn throughout the event, and they'll spawn in these 3 different lanes. You'll also have these yellow bar scorn that spawn out here that you'll need to kill, who will also drop these orbs that you can use to essentially heal that Rift Generator if it falls below 70%. But after defending this area and destroying those 3 blights, 3 wizards will spawn around the generator. And after you defeat those, you will then turn the event into a heroic public event and be teleported into the Shadow Realm to confront a boss in a number of acts. Simply just kill all the wizards here though to drop the boss's shield, and then kill the boss to complete the event. But to make this quicker, guys, because this public event is a bit annoying if you're gonna sit there and wait for 3 of them to spawn up. To make this faster and easier for you, please heroic it. Now for the second part of the quest. Fellas, we gotta complete Dreaming City activities. Now, while you're doing public events, you will make progress towards this. Dreaming City activities include a lot of things though, and we pretty much went and tried every activity just to see what the percentages are for everything. Starting on the low end, we've got patrols, high value targets, Petra's weekly quests, and the Ascendant Challenge, which by the way gives no progress at all. So don't even waste your time with those. Above that, we have regular lost sectors and normal or heroic public events, which all give 7%. Now, Bungie did mention that Legend and Master Lost sectors would be involved in these quests, so I imagine that they would grant large amounts of progress, but none were available to test at least today when this release, so we're gonna have to wait to figure that out. Now, you actually get a big jump from 7% to 13% from encounters within the Shattered Throne dungeon. Then on top, we have the Corrupted Strike, Heroic Blind Well, and the Last Wish Raid, all giving us 17%. Now, some of these activities were giving us 6.5 and 16.5%, but those 0.5% aren't going to make a difference if you're looking to complete this as fast as possible. Now, you can farm the Shattered Throne boss or Callie within the Last Wish, and you can finish this pretty quickly. But if you're not able to get a team together, your best bet is just to speed run this lost sector here, guys. Fellas, we've done this lost sector multiple times in the past, and yes, it's in the same area as the public event here. But essentially, load out Strand, use your grapple, and grapple on the top of this cliff when you come into this lost sector, and you'll immediately be faced with the boss. You can kill him right there on the spot. It takes you like 30 seconds, loot the chest, run back out, jump on the Sparrow, and then proceed to leave the lost sector. And as soon as you see that text pop up on your screen, that means you're good, guys. Turn back around, grapple your way back up again, and proceed to kill the boss. This is an extremely extremely efficient way of getting through this very fast. Like, you'll knock this out 15-20 minutes tops, and you can do it all solo. Now, once you've completed your public events and done enough activities, the quest will complete and you'll be asked to speak with Mara at the helm. Once you speak with her, you'll be able to claim a wish token. Now, at this point, in order to finish the quest, all you need to do is purchase a reward from Mara using that token. Now, some things I want to get out the way first. This token is not per character. This is per account, meaning you only get one per week, which is extremely unfortunate. Bungie, please, why are you being so stingy here? Make it one per character. You do have 3 categories though that you can choose from, that being Last Wish Resonance, Exotics, and Miscellanea. Essentially, within Last Wish Resonance, you could choose to spend your tokens on purchasing a red border weapon. But again, you only get one per account. So it's not like you're gonna be getting a crap load of red border weapons and topping off those weapon patterns. This is purely a way to just finish up the weapon patterns that you probably already made progress on. And I highly advise, guys, if you are just trying to get the craftable weapons from the Last Wish raid, just take advantage of our farm that we talked about months ago. You will knock this out in a single afternoon. Now, as far as like what weapons I would go for, it depends on who you are. In my opinion, I think Nation of Beasts is a fantastic hand cannon for PvP players and not too shabby in PvE. For my PvE players, I think Apex Predator is wonderful, but there's so many great weapons here, guys, from Supremacy to Techian Force. I would honestly advise getting all of these crafted. That's why I'm still saying take advantage of that Cali farm. Now, the max amount of tokens we can get from this event, unless Bungie makes a change here, is 7. And that's because in the final week, the quest will reward 2 tokens instead of 1. And that's according to what's in the API. That's why I don't think things are really going to change here, guys, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So we're going to get 7 opportunities to loot one of these sources. So between the 5 red borders that are required for each one of these weapons, the exotics, and mementos, there are a lot of choices and very little tokens to go around. Choose wisely. Now, the second category is exotics, and here we can choose to purchase any exotic that was released during the year of Lightfall. Now, it says that these will be high stats. I personally purchased a Pyrogo Gauntlet because I wanted to see if it was going to be higher than the 47 stat roll that it showed, and it rolled a whopping 62. So no, it's not bad, but again, these are very limited tokens. Just go run some Lost Sectors, fellas, or do Vex Incursion. Don't waste it on these exotics here. Then in that last category, we have Miscellany, where we've got the Festival of the Lost Memento, the Dawning Memento, 2 Ascendant Shards, 2 Ascendant Alloys, and 1 Exotic Cipher. Some of you really like the Mementos, and maybe you missed out on them, and if the drip of your weapons really means that much to you, by all means, go right ahead. I think for most of us that do have the exotics though, and do already have the craftable weapons from the Last Wish raid, we're probably just gonna pick up a few Mementos, as Ascendant Alloys can be picked up from Coil, and Ascendant Shards can be easily picked up from GM clears. Now, the game makes it very clear here when looking at the tokens. It says that once all Riven's wishes quests have been completed, you will be unable to earn more wish tokens. Now, this is our moment to say, Bungie, please make a change here. Come on, give us more tokens. Make it per character. It's not like many of us are jumping up for joy to go run public events in Lost Sectors in the Dreaming City. Not exactly riveting gameplay, but you can at least make the rewards here plentiful. Regardless though, that is week 1 of Riven's wishes. But before we finish out this video, I do want to take a quick look at the future weeks and quests that we can already see within the database. Week 2 will ask us to open 7 Ascendant chests. These are those hidden chests that you can only see when under the effects of a tincture. I know it's been roughly half a decade since we had to worry about this, but you might want to top off a few tinctures going into next week. The reward for that week will be 5 enhancement cores and 1 token. Week 3 has us defeating enemies in Legend and Master Lost Sectors, with more progress being granted while in the Dreaming City. So hopefully the Lost Sector will be in rotation in the Dreaming City that week when that rolls around. This one will also reward another 5 cores and 1 token. For week 4, we're heading into the Blind Well, and you'll also be required to complete a tier 3 version. The reward for that week will be another 5 cores and a token. And then in week 5, we need to defeat taken bosses or mini bosses within Resvilia on the Dreaming City, or defeat just one specific boss that we can spawn in ourselves by solving a small puzzle. This quest changes it up and rewards 10 cores and 1 wish token. My God, Bungie, getting crazy out here. And then in the final week, week 6, we need to complete every encounter within the Prophecy Dungeon. And for this, we are rewarded an Ascendant Alloy and 2 tokens. Pretty interesting that Bungie has us going to the Prophecy Dungeon. Curious if this is going to have some overlap in lore with the 9. Regardless though, that's what the future for Riven's wishes holds. And that is your complete guide, unless Bungie makes any changes. And if they do, and I hope they do, we will pin a comment down below. For those looking to actually do this quest though, we will be live every Tuesday. You can jump in with us, or you can join some of our community members over on Twitch or even on Discord to run these quests with. But there is no rush on this, guys. Remember, you don't need to actually do these quests as they roll out. You have until the release of the final shape to cash in on all of these. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.